Good morning. So these are going to be the 5 seasonings or ingredients that are used with today's breakfast. We are making some pancakes, eggs, and sausage. So these are our 5 ingredients: some ground cinnamon, some Aunt Your Mama buttermilk complete pancake mix, some black pepper, some parsley flakes, and some salt. I went ahead and added my eggs, parsley, salt, pepper into this measuring cup. We use about 9 eggs a day, so I'm going to add in a splash of milk in here and also give that a nice little stir. Next, I went ahead and added my pancake mix. I like to add a little flavoring to mine, so therefore we have a little bit of sugar, some ground cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla extract. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and add a little water into this bowl and mix it up with a small whisk. So we're just going to add a little bit of water at a time, kind of get that all moisturized. Now, in the event that we add too much water, we can always go back and just add a little bit more pancake mix, but I believe this should be good. The consistency, you want to make sure you get it all mixed well. In case you are wondering why I'm mixing this in the sink, it is a little easier for me, as well as it helps with cleaning. Very simple to wash out the sink compared to having pancake mix all over your cabinet. Until we feel like it is mixed all evenly, and I am liking the consistency of it. Not too stiff, but not too runny. I may add just a few drops of complete pancake mix just to give it a little bit more consistency, because we're going to be using our flat grill top this morning, and we want to kind of get these pancakes to stay in place. That way they ain't slipping and sliding and we won't gotta reform. So just a little bit more for consistency. Make sure you stirring up around the edges of the bowl. Get all that good, luscious pancake mix. So this morning we're going to be using our flat grill top. I have mine placed on top of my stove because I do not have a lot of counter space. My stove is not hot at the moment, just in case anybody is wondering. So I always like to start off my pancake process with just some butter. As I'm cooking, I typically use Pam or butter to kind of make sure those pancakes keep a nice brown top side. Next, I'm going to be taking an ice cream scooper. It's a little simpler for me. And we're just going to come over and get a scoop of that pancake mix and lay it right on that flat top. My kids aren't too small anymore, so we'll go ahead and double up in size. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put 5 pancakes on here. We're going to allow these a few minutes to cook until we see that they're just about done, and then we're going to go ahead and spray some Pam and flip them over. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and take my spatula and flip these over. As I'm flipping, I'm also going to spray a little Pam on here. That way we can make sure the back side of these are nice and brown. And we're going to leave those on the opposite side for a few more minutes to cook. Alright guys, so at this time these pancakes are done. As you can see, both sides are nice and brown. There's no pancake batter leaking out the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and lay these on a plate with a paper towel under it. I do prefer my pancakes a little thicker just because kind of make sure the kids are full. And this is breakfast before school, so it's always important to have a nice healthy breakfast. So I'm going to line this with a few more pancakes that I have left of my batter and some sausage for breakfast. So I went ahead and placed our last two pancakes as well as a box of sausage links on the griddle. These are going to cook for a few moments. These sausage links are fully cooked sausage links, so it won't take long for them to be done. Also, this is the box for the sausages that we are using this morning. So just some brown and serve. So I have been playing around with the sausage just a little bit, just to make sure we get some even color on all sides. And those are doing pretty good. We're going to still leave them there for a few more minutes to continue to cook. I am going to go ahead and flip over these pancakes. They're nice and brown and done. So just a few more minutes for those. And they'll be ready to come off. I did go ahead and put my egg batter into a bowl and added a little almond milk to it. So now that I've cleaned my whisk, I am going to just take that and whisk those eggs all together. So I believe everything is just about done here. I'm going to go ahead and remove these things off of the griddle just to give these pancakes one last flip and one last push down, making sure there's no raw batter coming out the sides of it. And we're going to get another plate with a paper towel for our sausage, just to kind of drain off some of that excess grease. And those are done. Okay, so I went ahead and wiped off the griddle from the oil and grease from the sausage and pancakes. I do not recommend cooking eggs on a griddle because you have this little drainage pin, so you have to avoid your eggs falling through there. But because this griddle is already hot, it's already on my stove, I'm going to go ahead and use it so I can get these kids out of my house. So we're going to cover the whole thing in some butter. I also did turn the griddle up a few notches higher just because you don't want to lose too much egg. So then we're just going to take our egg, kind of slowly pour it across. You do want it to start forming. That way you can move it around to avoid losing eggs. Again, I do not recommend cooking eggs on a griddle whatsoever. But as long as if it is necessary, I would recommend that you turn the setting up on your griddle a little higher. That way, once you put the egg down there, it immediately starts to cook. It's not a waiting period. It doesn't sit as just a liquid. It's frying away as you're pouring the batter onto the griddle. We're just going to kind of play with these eggs until we can get everything on that griddle and mixed in without losing much of it from both sides. So before it's completely done and while it's still cooking, I like to take some Kraft American cheese, yellow American cheese, and just break it apart and put it on top and kind of fold it into the eggs as they continue to cook. As you can see, yes, I am literally cooking eggs with a spatula. It's a-okay. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Now, once your eggs start to get to this point, I would recommend you stop using that spatula and go ahead and get you... I would recommend that once your eggs start looking like this, you go ahead and stop using that whisk and get you more of a spatula or something that's able to control the eggs just a little bit more for you. You want to just break those apart. Make sure everything's cooking nice and good. And we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. Any excess cheese that is not melted or any eggs that have not completely fried away at this time, we'll go ahead and continue to cook because the griddle is still hot. And I'm going to make some plates so we can be on our way to school. What?